Hey buddies, Matt with Bandit Prospecting. Welcome back. So today we're going to go through the concentrates that I brought back from Colorado. If you haven't seen those other two videos, go ahead and check those out now so you know where this all came from. What I have is I have 3 buckets of cons that came back from that I brought back from Colorado. One I didn't record a video on, but the other 2 are my other 2 videos. So check those out, come back, watch us go through our cons and find out what we found in Colorado. So this is our first bucket of concentrates. This is the stuff that I got when I did not film a video. This came from Arapjo Bar. Put a lot of work into this one to get down to where the gold was. So we're going to start out by wet classifying this because this stuff's still damp. It hasn't dried out completely yet. So we're going to classify this down to plus and minus kitchen strainer size. And then we'll probably take a magnet to it, see what we can get out for black sands. And then finish it off. So, all right, we're just going to take this scoop by scoop. There's not a bunch of concentrates in this. There was only, I ran the Keen High Banker with the battery-powered pump on this trip. So there's only one clean out. There's not a ton of concentrates with this. Seeing all kinds of black sands in here. All right, wash off the rest of that. Got a bunch of dirty water. Let's go ahead and I think we're going to start by draining this water off, and then we'll pan back the plus kitchen strainer size first. I panned out the plus kitchen strainer size, and there was, I found like 5 little micro pieces in it. So there wasn't hardly anything in the plus kitchen strainer size. So what I'm going to do now is the minus kitchen strainer size. I've broken it up into 2 different pans, and I'm going to run the magnet over it. And of course, it does get kind of tricky running the magnet over it with the when it's wet. So of course, I'm going to drop it several times just to make sure that I'm not taking any gold out with me. My plan is, after I get all the magnetite out, and then get everything sorted to where I want it in the end, I will go back through and just pan back the magnetics, just to see whether or not I did take any gold with me there. There's quite a bit of black sands, magnetic black sands. And again, this is the stuff that came from Arapjo Bar. I don't think it's as much magnetics as what we found in the Secret Creek, but obviously it is still quite a bit if we're pulling out this much. I think that's pretty good. So this is the magnetics I pulled out of that first pan. I'm going to go ahead and drop this again in this other pan, just so there's a clean out to make sure that I'm not bringing any gold with me. Okay, to give you a little indication, this is the stuff that was left over after I dropped it the second time. So this is the stuff that was caught up in the black sands. Just out of interest, let's go ahead and let's pan this back. Let's pan this out and see if there's any gold in there. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but right up there are 2 flakes, 2 little bitty flakes. That's all I would have lost had I not dropped that gold the second time. I mean, I'm glad I did, but it wasn't wouldn't have been a tremendous loss. So it all adds up though, so we got to get as much as we can. Okay, so I got all the magnetics removed from it. I'm gonna start with this bigger pan here and do like 2 scoops to start out with. I know it's gonna be pretty difficult to pan off the final heavy stuff, but you know, we want to take it slow. Wow, that first pan was a bust. Nothing in the first pan. That's amazing. Okay. We're gonna do more than 2 spoons this time. Almost all the rest of that pan. I prefer when I'm panning, when I'm stratifying the material in the pan, I prefer to try to keep it down towards the riffles. In my thinking, that's where the gold is going to pile up, rather than having it flat and try to get it over there. I prefer to tilt it a little more. Hopefully more is going to wash off as you're panning it back. What do you guys think? What's your favorite method? Do you like doing that, or do you think I'm just way off base? I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and pan this back, see if this is any better. Well, there's a flake of gold right on top. 2 flakes of gold. Yeah, this is looking much better. Okay, if you can see it, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8, 9 pieces. A couple little micro fines in there. Of course, we'd like to see more, but I'll take it. Okay, let's get this snuffered up and finish these out. All right, I had to hurry up the last couple pans. It's trying to rain on me here. So we're going to do the snuffer dump now. Get it up there to the corner. Okay, so this is the final clean out from Arapjo Bar. I think it's probably, it might be about what I found there last time. Yeah, when I was seeing some of those bigger pieces, I was getting kind of excited. But evidently there just weren't a lot of them. That's okay. It was a good trip. It was a lot of fun. All right, buddies, we're back for night 2 of finishing up the concentrates from the trip to Colorado. What I started working on last night was classifying the cons from day 3, which would have been the second trip we took out to Secret Creek. There was a lot of cons in it because the battery ran out on the pump, so I didn't get to run the water through and thin down the concentrates. So I did have quite a bit of concentrates left from that second clean out. So I've classified it down. I've got it to minus kitchen strainer, and then I've got it to plus kitchen strainer minus 1/8, and then I've got plus 1/8. So I've got it all separated out. I'm going to start panning these back. I'm going to go ahead and pan the plus 1/8 first. I highly doubt I'm going to find anything in it. That should go pretty quick, but I do know that I'm going to find quite a bit of lead in the minus 1/8 plus kitchen strainer, just because I've seen it in there and I've picked through. What I've also done is I've also pulled out some of the larger quartz rocks, the ones that look more oxidized, look like they have inclusions in them. I'm going to try crushing them up just to see if it's possible, if there's any gold in them. So, but we'll set those aside for a different time. So, okay, again, we're gonna start off by panning out the plus 1/8 size material. We can probably break this up into 2 pans and just kind of speed pan this out. Again, I don't suspect there's going to be anything in there. If so, it's going to be like flour gold that was stuck to it. I was correct on that plus 1/8 size. There was like 4 pieces of fly poop in there. Had to have been stuck to other stuff. This is going to take a while, simply because I can see all of the lead that's in it. So I'm going to do little bits at a time, get it down, and then try to clean the lead out as I go. This one may possibly have gold in it. I mean, I looked this over pretty good. It could have slipped by me, but there's potential for gold in this. But the highly likely option is that it's flour gold that's still stuck to some of the other stuff. Show you, this pans off pretty quick, because this stuff is fairly light. But then I'm getting down, now I can start seeing the lead back here on this side. Show you guys just this first pan, a couple spoonfuls, how much lead is in there. If you've never tried panning around large amounts of lead in material, you just don't know what fun really is. All right, I've pulled most of the lead out now. That should be a little easier. No gold in that first pan. All right, guys, I'm going to finish panning this out, this classification out. And then after this, we're going to move on to start pulling the black sands out of these other 2 pans of minus kitchen strainer size. So that's going to take a while too. All right, water's getting a little dirty. So I used a magnet to remove the magnetite out of the 2 pans that I had that's minus kitchen strainer. And I know I didn't do a super great job, so I will end up using the magnet as I start to pan. I already used the magnet on this a second time and got a little bit out of it. There was actually a decent amount of gold in the leftover portion after I dropped it twice. I dropped it in 1 pan twice and then moved it to a 3rd pan, and there was actually quite a bit of gold left in that material. So I got that cleaned up. We are going to pan this back. I'm going to work on panning these minus kitchen strainer size down, get them cleaned up, see what we can find. Again, it pans off pretty easy until you hit the black sands. Starting to see gold there. Oh yeah, good gold in there. The one thing I've noticed about this black sand is that it is almost impossible to get the gold down to the bottom. I'm used to, in my area, I'm able to get the gold under the black sand, and then it's a little easier to pan, sort out and such. But it's almost impossible to get the gold under the black sand. Gold's floating. So that's pretty much what came out of that first pan. I'm going to go ahead and keep working this stuff back and cleaning this out, and I'll bring you guys back when I finally do the snuffer dump. Okay, buddies, we're back at this again. This is my 3rd time out here working on these concentrates. I'm going to get it finished today. We're about a week out from the trip now, from when the trip started. I'm down to, right now I have 1 pan left of the concentrates from the 2nd time we went to the Secret Creek. I have a snuffer bottle of the stuff I've pulled out so far. I've got 1 pan left. It's a decent little amount. I'm going to go ahead and reclassify that minus 40 mesh. Kitchen strainer runs about a 20 mesh, they say, usually on average. So I'm going to run this to a minus 40 mesh. But I want to separate these out a little bit. I want to get a little more of the magnetics out. I have a different magnet. It's one that I made. I have a different magnet out today. It's stronger than the other one I was using. So anyway, we're going to work on this, and we're going to get this stuff done today. Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell with the dirty water. This is this would be the minus 20 plus 40 size, and this is the minus 40. Now I think most of our gold is going to be in this minus 40 size. We will see some in the plus 40, but I think most will be in the minus 40. So this is my magnet that I'm going to use today. This is one, I talked about it in one of my other videos a long time ago. But this is one that I made. I kind of took a design and then redrew it and redesigned it. This is, I don't have a spring on it, so it's just manually up and down. But I've got three hard drive magnets in the bottom there, and they're super strong, so I think it's going to do really good at picking up these magnetics. That's barely getting in the water there. I think this is going to do really good at picking up these magnetics and getting those cleared out of here. So I'm going to do that now, clean up these magnetics, and then we're going to start working on panning. Here's the gold from the first trip to Secret Creek. I'm going to get a weight on it here in just a second, but I wanted to give you guys a look at it in the pan first. A nice little flake, almost a nugget right there. Not quite a picker. Well, let's check it and see. Oh no, it is a picker. If it's sitting just right. Yep, it's a picker. I picked her up. Biggest piece of gold I ever found out in the wild. Alright, so this is day 2 at Secret Creek. This was the day we were running the high banker in there. Running through all that material. Definitely impressed with that. I think I'm going to be very happy with that when I get it on the scale. So anyway, let's get it on the scale and get a weight on it, and then we'll get a total weight for everything on this trip. Okay, so this is my weigh-in of the gold from Arapjo Bar. Not a lot in there, but it does register a weight. Not much of a weight, but it's something. It adds something. Okay, so here is the weight on the day 1 at Secret Creek. All right, so 0.087. 0.088. I actually thought it was going to be more than that, but I'm not going to complain. .090, 0.090, 091. All right, now let's look at day 2 at Secret Creek. That was my last day in Colorado. Let's take a look at it. Okay, now here's the weight on day 2 at Secret Creek. I'm going to take a stab and say 0.2 of a gram. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. I wasn't expecting that. That's a nice weight. That's a heck of a nice weight. So this was day 1 at Secret Creek, and then the trip to Arapjo Bar. So I'm going to add this, see what we come up with. Oh my goodness. I'm going to scrape the rest of these fines. Doubt it's going to make a difference, but got to count it all. All right, total for the trip, 3 days prospecting, 0.523. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the gold that I found earlier this year in Colorado, because I'm going to keep it all together. I keep all the gold together depending on where I found it. There's a little bit in there, not a whole lot. All right, 0.553. 553, that's all the gold I found in Colorado this year.